What do a forgotten Tesla Roadster, the father of digital art, a defunct Web3 startup, and Elon Musk all have in common? It might sound improbable, but this is a true story spanning over a decade. In 2010, Tesla collaborated with an artist to transform one of their Roadsters into a digital art car. It generated buzz, made headlines, and then vanished without a trace. Years later, at the height of the NFT boom, the project resurfaced online as part of an ambitious digital collection, only to disappear once again. Today, what remains is a single elusive NFT. If you're feeling a bit lost already, that's fair, because the deeper this story goes, the more unusual it becomes. But it's absolutely worth following to the end. Tesla's early struggles. In 2010, Tesla was far from the industry giant it is today. At the time, it was a struggling startup in a market dominated by gasoline-powered vehicles. Its first model, the Roadster, was an all-electric sports car that would accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in under 4 seconds, a remarkable feat. Still, Tesla was losing money on every unit sold, and the company was plagued by production delays, technical setbacks, and widespread skepticism. Elon Musk would later admit they came dangerously close to bankruptcy. Public perception wasn't kind either. Many investors viewed electric vehicles as a passing trend. Critics mocked the Roadster's limited range and slow charging times. The idea of taking one on a long-distance trip was met with sarcasm. Major automakers like GM and Ford barely gave Tesla a second glance. It soon became clear that technical innovation alone wasn't going to cut it. Tesla no doubt had the engineering down, but something else was missing. Something crucial. They now needed the world to see electric cars as culturally relevant, exciting, and even groundbreaking. The father of digital art, Laurence Gartel. In the 1970s, while most artists were still focused on canvas and paint, Laurence Gartel was taking an entirely different path. Computers at the time were clunky, expensive, and mostly limited to corporate or academic use. The idea of using them to create art was, to most, completely out of the question. But Gartel, growing up in New York City, wasn't exactly typical. He attended the High School of Music and Art, rubbing elbows with future stars, then headed to the School of Visual Arts, right in the heart of Manhattan's creative chaos. But unlike his classmates, Gartel had zero interest in traditional art forms. He wanted something fresh, something nobody else was even thinking about. His big break came after working alongside legendary video artist Nam June Paik, who inspired Gartel to dive deeper into the world of digital experimentation. Gartel got hooked. He spent countless hours wrestling with primitive graphics programs and analog imaging devices, tools that would be considered challenging to use by today's standards. But back then, pure magic. Soon, Gartel's work caught the attention of none other than Andy Warhol, the pop art icon himself. In fact, Gartel personally taught Warhol how to use an Amiga computer to create digital images. By the late 80s, Gartel collaborated with musicians like Debbie Harry from Blondie and hung out with punk legends like Sid Vicious. Gartel pushed digital art into mainstream culture, appearing in Apple's Think Different campaign that celebrated creative geniuses. In 1990, his digital campaign for Absolute Vodka made waves, becoming one of the first ever commercials' digital artworks. Gartel would now officially become the face of digital art. Gartel's work has been exhibited at the Museum of Modern Art, the Joan Whitney Payson Gallery, Portland, Maine, the Long Beach Museum of Art, the Princeton Art Museum, MoMAPS1, the Norton Museum of Art, and in the permanent collections of the National Museum of American History and the Bibliothèque Nationale. The collaboration. At the same time, Tesla was still working to convince the world that electric vehicles were more than a niche experiment. Gartel, in his own field, had spent decades pushing digital art from the fringes into legitimacy. Both had something to prove. At this pivotal moment, Tesla's marketing team decided that their struggling Roadster needed a splash of credibility and cultural buzz. Laurence Gartel was the obvious choice. The collaboration came together quickly. Tesla delivered a brand new Roadster to Gartel with a simple directive: transform it into something unforgettable. He delivered exactly that. Rather than use traditional paint, Gartel applied a full-body digital vinyl wrap featuring his signature bold patterns and vivid designs. It marked an important milestone: Gartel's first ever art car. The vehicle made its public debut at Art Basel Miami Beach in 2010, one of the most prestigious art events in the world. Collectors, critics, and influencers from across the globe attend it every year. They've seen just about everything, or at least they thought they had, until this. A neon-wrapped electric sports car covered in digital art rolled onto the scene and immediately stole attention. For a brief moment, the strategy paid off. Tesla generated buzz. Gartel received the recognition he had long deserved. For the first time, it felt like digital art was being embraced at the highest levels. The mystery. This is where things start to take an interesting turn. After making waves at Art Basel, the Tesla art car seemingly vanished. It wasn't acquired by a museum. It didn't appear at other exhibitions. It simply disappeared. Many assumed it was just a one-off artistic piece, never intended to be preserved. But as time passed, questions started surfacing. Did Tesla keep it in storage? Did Elon Musk claim it? Was it scrapped, sold, or quietly tucked away in a private collection? The truth is, no one knew. Historically famed automakers have held on to their commissioned art cars, such as BMW and its iconic 1979 M1 art car by Andy Warhol. Tesla, for their part, has never publicly acknowledged what happened to their art car. And realistically, that's not surprising. The company has always kept busy with more forward-looking narratives. But even by Tesla's standards, erasing something so visually distinct feels odd. This Tesla was a fully wrapped roadster, decked out in bright, unmistakable digital artwork. It looked like nothing else on the road. It wasn't something you could just miss. And yet, since its appearance at Basel, no photos have emerged. The resurrection. Fast forward a decade, in 2021, non-fungible tokens, known as NFTs, went from niche to mainstream almost overnight. Digital files were selling for millions, not because of the art itself, but because of what came with it. Proof of ownership, verified on the blockchain. For artists, this changed everything. No more relying on galleries or commissions. Just mint your work, list it, and let the internet decide what it's worth. Beeple did exactly that. He dropped a massive collection of digital art called Everydays, the first 5,000 days, and it sold at a Christie's auction for over $69 million. That sale made history. Ethereum surged, crypto became a dinner table conversation, and Web3 took center stage. And right in the middle of it all, RT showed up, an up-and-coming Web3 startup under the leadership of Jayan Qatari, a maverick entrepreneur in the Web3 and digital transformation space. RT sought to bring back the Tesla art car, not on the road, but on the blockchain. NFTs were the new galleries, after all. RT partnered with Gartel to make history. The plan was straightforward. Launch Lawrence Gartel's first ever NFT artwork, the Gartel X Tesla art car, a digital art based on Gartel's original Tesla art car design. A total of 500 NFTs were planned for minting. RT managed certain creative aspects of the release, building anticipation with coordinated press announcements, handling exclusive distribution through the RT official OpenSea account, and creating Web3 community buzz. Launch date February 1st, 2022. Expectations were high. A sudden twist. But just as momentum was building, things unraveled. RT closed its doors. Before it could establish itself in the Web3 space, another casualty of the volatile crypto market. The timing couldn't have been worse. The collapse came right before the NFT collection's official launch. Only 51 Gartel X Tesla art cars were ever minted. Nearly all of them became inaccessible overnight, locked forever in the now forgotten company wallet. At the same time, the broader NFT market was collapsing. By May 2022, NFT sales had dropped more than 90% from their 2021 peak. It seemed the Tesla art car would vanish again, this time forever. But in this chaos, one single NFT survived. That single NFT, the Gartel X Tesla art car number 1, now carried more weight than anyone expected, cementing it as the hope diamond of art NFTs. First, because of its scarcity. A one-of-one NFT in a project that was meant to be a 500-piece series but never materialized. Second, because of what it represents. It's a bridge between digital art's past, present, and future. It ties together Gartel's original innovation with Tesla's transformative journey and the chaos of the crypto boom. Where is the Tesla art car NFT today? A persistent theory among archivists suggests Tesla's early leadership, possibly even Musk, tracked this digital artifact's journey. Unconfirmed, but a poetic footnote to his legacy. Yet, like the vanished car itself, the Gartel x Tesla art car #1 NFT's ownership lingers in mystery. Only the British Library's archival permanence, its 2025 preservation of the project's 2022 press release, anchors its legacy in history. Today, both car and NFT exist as spectral bookends to an era. One physical, one digital. Both born from defiance, both escaping oblivion in their own ways. Perhaps their unresolved fate is what captivates us, the unanswered question that outlasts answers. But this much remains undeniable. Tesla survived its near collapse to reshape transportation, and this art car, forged in that crucible of uncertainty, endures through the Gartel x Tesla art car #1 NFT. Not as a memory, but as something far more significant. A moment made permanent. It stands testament to what transcends eras. Ideas armored by innovation. Visions that outpace their skeptics. The Gartel x Tesla art car #1 NFT exists in duality, as both a rare digital relic and a historic artifact of digital heritage, the immutable soul of a lost masterpiece.